Okay, welcome back. And our guest is Dr. Daniel Bwala, spokesman alongside Senator Dino Melaye for the Atiku Abubakar Presidential campaign. Thank you once more, Dr. Bwala, for being with us. And just before we went away, I was saying that a number of the things that you had said, even though our subject matter is the imminent return to the PDP of Senator Shekarau, two-time former governor of Kano State, it's inevitable that we've also veered into the presidential candidates themselves. Now, I was saying that a lot of the things you said simply don't stand up. They don't stand to reason. For instance, you gave the impression that, you know, Asiwaju is pretty much standing as a lone ranger. I mean, to exaggerate it only slightly from the way you said it. You said that all those that he contested with, they're now at odds. You said that APC will be very lucky to win any state at all in Kano. Now, as I said, people will understand and make allowances for the fact that these are different political camps. One is APC, one is PDP. When you were with APC, you know, you said you admired the man. He was an admirable person. That is Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But now you've explained that principally, even though you still have the highest regard for him, but where you had to part company with him was the Muslim ticket. So what I'm saying is that I understand that, Dr. Bwala, but I don't know if you will agree that the capital, the addition, the benefit that the former governor of Kano State, Shekarau, will bring to the Atiku's campaign, whether it will heighten his chances or indeed slow them down. That's what I think we should be discussing, even though you're at liberty to do any segues that you want.
Every question, every answer that I gave is premised on the question you asked. If you hadn't asked question in relation to what I've said, there's no way I would have answered that, because that's the basic thing, of course, in communication. You are asked a question, you answer. And if I ask a question, you refuse to answer, they will say you didn't answer. But let me tell you why. When you say that Asiwaju has met all the presidential aspirants, I'm sure you did not physically follow them, but you followed the report. It was reported. And so you believe the report. Basically, that's what journalism is all about. Everything I have said, whether in respect to the presidential aspirants not comfortable with the fact that they felt Asiwaju is fighting their political career, is reported. All you need is to Google. Whether the Northwest are uncomfortable because he chose somebody other than someone from the Northwest is also reported. And all you need is to Google. Whether Asiwaju has an issue with some of the key stakeholders of the party by a certain decision he has taken is out in the media space. There is not a single word or single thing I'm saying about the Northwest that is not reported. So it is left for either you to believe the report or to tell me the report is false. But you cannot say it's my assertion. I'm reporting what is happening. Yeah, but you made the conclusion. So that's one.
You made the conclusion that APC is responsible for the unrest, banditry, and whatever in the north. You made that conclusion. You said by inaction.
So let me.
You said more by inaction than by action.
As long as you can situate the word inaction, I'm comfortable with whatever conclusion you make on that. Yes, I want to repeat for the opt-in time. APC is responsible for the insecurity in the Northwest by their inaction. Inaction simply is your inability to take steps that could have avoided that. And I said it, and I believe it. Okay. And the facts supporting that.
And you believe that the steps that were not taken, if indeed your candidate were to emerge victorious, he could take those steps.
Yes, definitely he will, because he has a checkered history. For example, Obasanjo was not in the country when Chris Ngige was abducted. He didn't wait for Obasanjo to come before he ordered the deliverance of Chris Ngige from the hands of the abductors. That is what leadership is all about, decisiveness. And then two, during the period of Obasanjo and Atiku government, we also had the problem of Sharia law. We have other insecurity. Remember Bakassi and the rest? They took a decisive step. They applied what I call the carrot and the stick approach to resolving dispute. The ones that require a dialogue by bringing stakeholders, they did that. The ones that require decisive step in such a manner that even the security operatives will know you mean what you are saying, they did that. And where you fail to perform your duties when ammunition and arms and everything you asked for were supplied to you, they will not hesitate to sack you. They never hesitated to restructure security apparatus. You can check that throughout their time. They never hesitated in engaging religious leaders in all matters that affect security. They involve the traditional rulers effectively. In other words, their actions nipped in the bud the crisis that would have escalated to the situation of precarious. Now, what APC government is not doing is that they have made enough arms and ammunition, but they have not been holding people to account who failed to deliver after being supplied with the arms. Two, you have seen what happened in, I don't know if it is Zamfara or it is Katsina, where the leader of the bandit was given a traditional title. And then you have cases where they sit down and negotiate with them and no result.
You're blaming APC for that?
They came forward.
You're blaming APC for that too?
What I'm saying that it is the APC-led government that have failed to deal with the issue. Who is the governor in Zamfara? Is it a PDP governor? It's not a PDP governor. The governor in Katsina, is he a PDP governor?
Okay.
It's not a PDP governor. I'm talking about in the days of PDP's government, they nipped in the bud anytime crisis came. In this government, their inaction is what led to the insecurity. So it bears repeating that the inaction of APC created the problem in the Northwest.
All right. Now, you know, on a program like this, you probably know us by reputation already. We take all sorts of views. You know, even your views this morning, for instance, are known for what they are. They are your views, and you will express them freely. However, there are other views to the matter. I don't want us to forget Senator Shekarau and his coming and what he will bring to the Atiku presidency. You've explained that he's a really hot property, political hot property in Kano State. That's what you've explained. But you've also, put side by side with that the fact that the APC is not likely to be successful in any of the northern states. Perhaps you yourself will have to accept that there is a bit of an exaggeration in that utterance. At least a bit.
What is the exaggeration? Let me tell you something, sir. Politics is permutation. Politics is calculation. And politics is engagement. Permutation, calculation, and engagement. My confidence is drawn from these three premises: permutation, calculation, and engagement. The engagement is the reason why, for example, Atiku Abubakar flew from France straight to Kano to show the importance he plays to Shekarau and the people of Kano. And it's yielded. And the permutation is us looking at the situation, and we are arriving at conclusion on the basis of feedback we get, not just on our own part as PDP, but as being reported by the generality of the people. Every assertion that I made, that I told you, which was reported, there are facts in the public domain. How can you see these facts in the public domain and still believe that in the midst of this cacophony and in the midst of this crisis, that a party like that stands a chance? They cannot. There are other parts of Nigeria where they will make a statement here and there. But as far as the Northwest is concerned, I am telling you that the Northwest voted overwhelmingly for APC, and they got insecurity overwhelmingly.
Okay.
And now the northern Nigeria, I want you to know.
I hear you.
Allow me to make this end so you can put them together.
Okay.
The reason why the Northeast in 2015 overwhelmingly voted PDP out was because the Northeast was badly affected by insecurity. So the Northwest will have to react. They are reacting already, because they felt we can't give you a vote and your party would deliver insecurity to us in the Northwest.
All right. It's fine. We'll go wherever the road takes us. Shekarau was supposed to be subject matter, and indeed what you're saying is also useful. But in terms of engagement, you gave three, engagement, did you say projection, did you say whatever, of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, citing the example of him journeying straight from wherever, did you say France, into Kano State for the event. The same Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, according to Wike, has not been able to engage, done everything but engage with him directly. So, you see, it seems to me that you just pull these chestnuts out as useful, when they are useful.
There is this tactics in the journalism. I did a bit of journalism too. There is this tactics in journalism that sometimes when I see it, I laugh. You have mentioned that we're going to discuss Shekarau at least, I counted it 7 times, but you will end up asking a question outside of Shekarau. So in other words, Shekarau is a punchline, but the real conversation is matters other than Shekarau. But I'm happy to answer them anyway.
That's what you are making it.
That's
what you are making it. And quite frankly,
no, you asked me
there's a sense in which we don't
mind. For example, you mentioned the issue of Wike. Haven't mentioned Wike now. No, if I evade Wike and I go to Shekarau, you will say I did not answer the question.
You spoke about Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. You cited one of his virtues as that for being engagement. But Wike has been complaining that he has not been engaged with. For example,
okay, so let me answer that, and you will be excited with this answer. Since after the primaries, presidential primaries, where Atiku won, and then he made a consequent decision to appoint a vice president which didn't favor Wike, and then all of these things that is being reported by the media, you can see in all these stages, PDP is constant and focused in the sense that there have been steps you can point at in the engagement process. He has met with Wike in the residence of a stakeholder of the party. They agreed, and later they formed a negotiating team that met also in Port Harcourt and further had a discussion. Then we also heard about their meeting in London, and they have agreed that we'll have one more meeting. You can see a democratic process of dispute resolution. You don't find that in APC. In APC, what usually happens is when they have primaries or whatever, they will all move to the villa. They want to go and hear what the president said so that everybody will be asked to play along. You remember it was the national chairman who said they have chosen a candidate and it is Ahmed Lawal, and said whether there will be primaries or not. And they have not demonstrated up till now in all of the committees they formed in reconciling whether the issue of Asiwaju with the people aspirants or Asiwaju or the people that are complaining about people stepping down, the vice presidential candidate stepping down, or complaining in any sort. You cannot see them holding any meeting. And yet the crisis is deepening. And so what they do is that they are all hiding under the umbrella of media reportage of Wike and Waziri. And for the past 1 week that there is still in that camp, that is when, oops, you see all of the problems now coming out like a clap of thunder out of a blue sky. So you can see that Atiku has, for example, Atiku was in France, but he stooped down and came to London to meet them for engagement. That is what engagement is all about, to show maturity, to demonstrate your willingness. He even issued a statement asking all the party stakeholders to be cautious, and nobody should be saying things that would denigrate the image of Wike. You can never see any presidential spokesman or any media aide in People's Democratic Party that will say anything that would denigrate Wike, because we believe he's a party stakeholder, we believe he's a party leader, and we believe he has a right to express whatever he wants to express.
Okay.
And we also believe that it is also okay for them to sit and negotiate so we can have a common front. Okay. That is engagement.